Hello everyone, welcome to our next session, right? Hope you are all doing well. So today we are going to discuss about or try to implement practically the merge sort and calculate the time complexity of the merge sort. So when we have discussed this merge sort, right, in the theory part, so the merge sort was an example which we have considered in divide and conquer technique. So we have seen so many other examples also in divide and conquer technique, but one of the very important example was we discussed and designed a merge sort, and we have done the analysis of the merge sort also. Now if you look into the merge sort, basically the procedure or the technique what we are using in divide and conquer, that is divide our array, right? So here also we try to implement the merge sort by using two functions, or we can say two subroutines. The first function is called as a merge sort. So what is the role of this particular merge sort is that dividing your array recursively into two halves, right? Two equal halves. So that means when you give an input an array to this function, what the function does first is it divides into a half. Now what is the logic to divide your array into two halves? We are going to take the low pointer, we are going to take the high pointer, and we use a variable mid, and you calculate exactly the midpoint, that is low plus high divided by 2. So once we have obtained the midpoint, now we can say there are two halves are there. So the first half is what, from pointer low to mid will be our first part of our array, or left hand side of our array. Then from mid plus 1 to high, it will be our right hand side of our array. Clear? So we have left hand side and we have right hand side. So now this goes on recursively. That means once you are divided into two halves, then you take left part and you pass this array as an array to the same function. Now when you are passing this array, which is your left side of your array, from L to mid will be the left side. The next line I can see here, we pass from right part of our array, and that is from mid plus 1 to high. So our left part of our array is treated as a separate array, let us assume B, and the right part of our array is treated as C. Now this B and C, it goes to the another function, right? We have built in another function, or we have defined another function. Now what this function does, it merges. Now this function is called as a merge. What it do, it merge two sorted array into one sorted array, right? So which we have already discussed. Now how it merges, now it takes first element from the first array. So our first array will be from pointer I to mid, right? So in the same array A, so from low to mid, so you take the first element and compare it from the first element of second part of our array, that is right side, from mid plus 1 to high. And if it is less, so we copy that temporarily into some array, and we increment which element is copied, we increment that part. That is, if you are copying from I, so I is incremented, K is incremented in both. Else, so we copy from the right part of our array, that is J. So J is incremented. So this is how the algorithm is been defined. So once we have done all the parts, so there will be some element left, right? So there will be some element left in either left part of our array or right part of our array. Then we copy all that element as it is into our temporary array. So this is the concept or the algorithm of the merge sort. So now we will try to implement that algorithm practically. Okay. So now let's open our code block. So you know how we are going to open the files, the project in the code block. Go to new, click on project. So it prompts for us what type of project we want to build or what type of template. So like in same program, select the console application, click on go. So once you click on go, so you get this welcome screen. Click on next, select C because we are implementing it in a C program. Now give the file name. So now let us give the as merge sort, right? So this is the program we are doing. Click on next, click finish. So now the entire template is been built. So the code block builds the entire template for us. Now go to your project management section. Left side you can see here, now you have got main.c. Now double click on main.c Now by default you got one simple sample program. Okay, so now as we told, main is not important for us, we will come to main later part, so we will start building the program. So in this program also, now we are supposed to find the time complexity, just like how we have done in binary search and linear search or sequential search. So we try to include some another two library files. So first one is, so we include windows.h because we need the clock and all those things, so windows.h. so next include time.h, include your header file time, so time.h. so now we start. So first we'll start writing our merge sort program, right? Merge sort function. So now this merge sort function, what it does now, it tries to divide your array into two equal parts recursively, right? So we'll go to time.h. okay, so it is a sorting program, so we don't want any return type, so we type void, so we'll give the function name. So what is the function name? So we'll give it as merge sort. So what is required for us? We need an array A. As soon as you give an array, we have to talk about the size. Now what is the size here? So left and high, or left and right, or low or high, whatever variables you want you can use. So we'll use int L, so we'll indicate this L as low. So you just take care that this is L, not 1. Okay, now by mistake here if you are typing 1, so now it comes in pink color. Now you can see here it is slightly pink in color. Now the pink color indicates that these are all the numbers, but here we have to define an array, that is variable, right? So we will declare int L as the low. So next we need an high pointer, so we will declare it as int h. So three arguments we are declaring. What are those? Array A, and we need its size, so we are taking 2 pointers for the size, that is 0 will be the low and n will be the high, right? So this is the function heading, right? So now we want to find the midpoint, so we need another variable mid, so we'll call it as yum, or you can write it as mid also, no problem. So we will declare this variable. So now since it is a recursion program, so we need a base case, that is termination condition. Now what will be your termination condition? If low is greater than or equal to high, so always our low pointer should be less. If it is greater, you stop your program. So we say return minus 1, right? So now you calculate the midpoint. So mid equal to low plus high divided by 2. So mid equal to low plus high divided by 2. So now we have obtained the midpoint of our array. So now we will call the same function. So which is our function now? Merge sort. So because we told it is a recursion, so we'll call this merge sort. Now we'll pass the array A. Now left part of our array. So which is our left part? See, here we have found the midpoint. So now we have to pass the left side of this array, so that again it divides it into 2 equal half. So now our left will be from left to mid, because this you have divided into exactly into halves. Okay, so the first one will be L and your high will be M, that is your mid. So now this part, now we can say that, so you are calling left part of the array, right? So now again we'll call merge sort. Now we'll call right side. So what will be the right side now? It will be from mid plus 1. So mid plus 1 to high. So now these two, first left part you send recursively, then right side you send recursively, so that it keeps on dividing the array. So divide and conquer, right? That is the actual concept what we have studied in the theory. Now once you have divided all this into small sub problems, you have to solve. So now once you have found the solution, you are going to merge, right? Now we have seen that we have another function, that is the main where our merging happens. So we try to compare the elements from one array and another array, and we try to merge. Now for that we will write a function called as merge. So just be careful regarding the function names because you should not confuse. So now we are going to write another new function, merge. So heading will say, for merging what we need, now we are supposed to pass array A. Now the same array, in theory, in algorithm, there we are talking about merge B comma C, right? The array B and array C. Now here we don't have array B and array C. We have only one array A, but we are taking these pointers L, low and high and mid. So mid will give you the left part. From low to mid will be the array B, and from mid plus 1 to high will be our array C. So array A, now we'll pass those low, mid and high pointers to this function merge. So what this function merge will do is, now it will try to merge, it tries to compare each element and it tries to merge, right? So this is our one simple function of merge sort. It's very simple. So how many lines are there? So just termination condition, because it is recursive, find the midpoint, right? Then you call the same array, left side from low to mid, next right side mid plus 1 to high, then another function merge, which you are going to write now. So what the argument you are passing, array low, mid and high. So it should be low, mid and high in the same sequence, right? So now we will implement this function merge. So now what are the arguments you are passing? First is an array, so we will declare int A. So next is a low pointer, so int L. Next is mid pointer, int M, and high pointer, int H. Clear? So we are supposed to now we compare each element from the first element from first array, second element from the second array C, and whichever is less we put that in a temporary array. So for doing that, now we will declare some variables. So we will declare a temporary array B of 1000 elements or 10,000 elements. So then we will declare I, J, K. So we need some variables for processing the arrays. So we'll declare 3 variables I, J and K. So now we go for initialization. Now what should be our initialization? So I is initialized to low, right? That is a low pointer, and J is initialized to M plus 1, mid plus 1. So mid plus 1 means our right part, right? Now I is corresponds to the left of our array, so we initialize it to L. J corresponds to the right part of our array, so we initialize this to M plus 1, and the last variable K, we initialize this K to low or L, right? So this is our initialization step is completed. So now we will start comparing. So we will use a while loop. Now while I is less than or equal to M, so I pointer is for left part of our array, so always it should go from left to mid, it should not cross mid, because after mid it relates to next array. So I less than or equal to mid, and what should be our J? J should be less than or equal to high, right? It's very simple. So we put a while. Now we do the comparison. So we select each element from A, first element from A, and first element from B as per the theory algorithm what you have written. So if B of I is less than C of I, right? In our algorithm we have written. Now here, instead of if condition, now we'll use a ternary operator. So in our temporary array B, with this K is the pointer variable we are taking for temporary array, plus plus. So inside only we are putting the incrementation. So in this temporary array B, now we use a ternary operator. We are going to check the condition. What is that? If A of I is less than A of J. So I corresponds to the left part of our array, J corresponds to the right part of our array. If the first element in the left array, you compare that with the first element of the right array. If it is less, so what you are going to do? So question mark, right? So take care with the brackets. I think we have used another extra bracket. Now you can see here, since I have put an extra bracket, as soon as I click on this, it comes in red color. That is the beauty of our code blocks. So red color indicates that some extra brackets is given. So now question mark. Now if this condition is true, so that is if a of I is less than a of j, so we copy that a of I into temporary b, right? We copy that into this array, temporary array b, and you have to increment both I and j. So incrementation inside only will give I plus plus. Otherwise colon, so what you are going to do, j part, right part you are putting, so otherwise a of j plus plus. Now the entire if loop of 3 to 4 lines we have just implemented as a ternary operator in a just single line, right? So now we are doing, now then we told that there will be some elements, there can be some elements left in either left part or right part of our array, so we have to copy that into temporary array. So first we will check about our left side, is there any element left in the left part of our array? So now we will break, now you can see here we will break this while loop into two parts. The first one is I less than or equal to m, right? So we will type I less than or equal to m. So what we are doing, so if there are some element left in the left part, that is where the I is talking about, so copy all that element into temporarily into b. So we will say b of k plus plus is equal to a of I plus plus, a of I plus plus. So this is copying from left side. Now you have to copy all the elements from right part. So what I will do is, because it is almost the same, I will copy that entire line, I will paste it here. So now you have to go to the right part. So what is the right part counter variable we are taking? J. So you can see here, so this one. So this was the first while loop we are breaking into two now. This is your first I less than or equal to m. The next one should be j less than or equal to h. J less than or equal to h. So b of k plus plus is equal to a of j plus plus. Now you are going to copy all remaining elements from the right part of array temporarily into b. So now this completes the merging task. Now you are comparing and properly you are merging it into temporary array b. So right now it is there in b, but our actual given array was a. Clear? So now what we do, so we use a for loop and copy all the temporary values into the final array. So we'll use a for loop, so we'll take k. So k is equal to L, start with the low pointer, k less than or equal to high, and k plus plus, k plus plus. So what we do, just a of k is equal to b of k. So that means copy all the content from b. So in this is your actual final result is in temporary b, array b. You copy that into array, final array a. Right? Now this is our merge sort program. It's a very simple program. So here when you are talking of merge sort, so we are going to divide it, get the mid pointer, then call the same function recursively 2 times. So first time is the left side, second time is the right side, and third time you are calling this function merge, now which merges the element. So here you are declaring a temporary variable b. So you just remember the size, how many elements you have taken, I, j and k. Do the initialization, then 3 while loops and 1 for loop. Right? So in this function, how many while loop we are having? 3. Actually it is only 1 while loop. So this first while loop we are breaking it into 2 while. So right, and the last one is the for loop. So now we will go to our main. So what is required for our main? So first we will declare all the variables. So we are going to need an array. Now you just see how many elements here you have declared in your temporary array b. The same number of elements should be declared in this array a. So you are declaring an array a, right? So then what else is required for us? Size. How many elements you are going to take? Size is required for us. Now accepting the elements into our array I. So only this thing, because this is a sorting program. So now we will use printf, right, /n, enter the, okay, sorry. Now here we are supposed to find the time complexity also, correct? So since we have to find the time complexity of our algorithm also, so we need to define the clock variables. right? Just like how we have defined it in our previous program in the same variable, same type. So we are going to declare the clock underscore c. So this one, so clock underscore c. So we'll declare one variable c, declare this variable c, right? So now we'll say printf /n, enter the size or enter the how many elements is required. So you are going for sorting program, right? You want to sort how many numbers you want to sort. So enter the size, that is n. So you are going to accept scanf %d comma ampersand n. So what is the size? So now once you have accepted the size, now you have to give the elements. And we have told to calculate the time complexity, your n should be very large, like say 500 values, 1000 values, 1500 values. But so many numbers to accept, to give it from the keyboard is very tedious for us. So that is why we use a random, like in our previous program. So we'll use for loop. So for I is equal to 0, I is less than n. So for I equal to 0, semicolon, I less than n and I plus plus, yeah, I plus plus. Now we are going to accept, right? So as soon as you accept, now you want to display also, because randomly it is going to display the element. So what we do is that before our for loop we will use another statement, another printf, say printf /n. So the elements before sorting, randomly it is going to generate, right? So that is why we will just put a printf. So now what are the elements you want to generate randomly? Store it in your array A. So A of I is equal to, use this built-in function random mod 100, that is only 2-digit numbers we have to generate. Now as soon as you generate, so you try to print those values, right? So printf %d, so that is the number you are going to print /t, so that after each number you give a tab space. So comma, what you want to print, all the elements, randomly elements which are generated and stored in our array A. So now your input is ready. So you have an array with random numbers. Now you have to do merge sort. Now before you call the function merge sort, we will start our clock, right? So we are going to start our clock. So just like how we have done in the previous program. So we'll say now C is equal to clock. Now we have got a built-in function clock. So now it starts the system clock. So it is stored in this C. Now we will call the merge sort function. Now which function has to be called first? Now because here we have written two functions, right? So first thing is divide and conquer. So this part, this merge is conquering, whereas this is divide. So you have to divide the array first. So you have to call this function merge sort. So we will call the function merge sort. Now what are the how many arguments? Now you have to pass an array low and high. So we will pass the array is A. Now what is the low? That means the first element, position of the first element is 0 and position of the last element is n, right? So you have called the merge sort, the control goes here, divides it recursively into small program. Then at the end you call this function merge, control comes here, you do the merging. So once all the merging is been done, once the sorting is completed, so the final resultant is stored in back A, right? Now we have to print A. If you print A, you will come to know that whether the sorting has been completed or not. So again we are going to print the array. So again I need not type it once again, everything is visible here. I just copy and paste. Now I will do the changes, right? So the element now after sorting. So because now sorting is completed, right? So the elements after sorting. So what are the elements you want to just print? So I don't need this line, right? I have to just print the array. Now after printing this array, now you have to calculate the time complexity. So you'll say printf percentage n, so the time taken is equal to percentage e. So it comes in exponential, that is scientific notation, so we have to use e, don't use d here. So now what is that? Starting time minus ending time divided by clocks per second. Now we have seen here, now one thing what we have missed here, you have started the clock but nowhere you have stopped the clock. Where you are going to stop the clock? Once the sorting is completed. That means after this line, now you have to stop your clock, right? So you have to stop your clock and you are going to find the difference. So that's what we do it here. So what we say, new value of C is equal to old value of C. That means when you have started the clock minus you have to stop the clock. So now we will say you are going to stop the clock. CLOCK, right? So now it has SC. Now in this value C, now you have got the difference, starting time minus the end time. So we will use that here. So what is that? C divided by clocks per second. CLO, you can see here capital letters, all caps lock. As soon as you type, you get here. So once this blue color is there, just press enter key, the complete thing comes, entire thing comes, right? If you do this, then there is chances of you making spelling mistakes in the reserved words will be less. So the C divided by clocks per second, right? This is the complete merge sort program. So now let us compile and run this program and we will check now how is there any errors are coming. Let us see, hope that we get some error, because if we get an error, so then we'll come to know what is that error and how to debug. Let me sit crossing my fingers, saying that, praying that yes, we get error, because if there is no error, we don't know what is the where mistakes and what typing mistakes we have done. Let us see. I think it is taking bit time for the compilation. Yes. Oh God, without error, now we got the output. That means there is no syntax error. Let us see. So let us check it with some numbers. Let us give starting as 10 numbers. Let us see here. So now 10 numbers have been generated randomly. So you can see here, so the elements before sorting, so 41, 67, 34, 0, etc., etc., and elements after sorting. So you can see, I think elements are sorted in ascending order. So the lowest element is 0, right? And the largest element is 69. But you can see here there is some problem here if you observe carefully the output. Now here input, now what is our largest element? Largest element was 78, but here now this 78 is missing in our output. So that means somewhere now we have done the logical mistake. So it's very good that we got this particular mistake. So we will try to rectify that. Now where is our mistake which we have? Okay, so see here, now what was the problem? One number was displaying less, right? So now let us look into, because sorting is happening properly, so there is no problem for us in sorting, so we need not to look into these functions. Now let us look here. So what we have given, yeah. So now here, now when you are sending the arguments for your sorting, merge sort, A is your array, so the starting element is 0 and ending element. Now you see here, what is our ending element? So because if you start from 0, right, so it should be n minus 1, right? It should be n minus 1, not n. So now let us execute and check this time whether we are trying to get the same output. Let us see again. Anyhow, syntax error we don't have. Only thing is that when we got the output, so one number, so it was taking one number less. So let us give the same size as 10 numbers. So the numbers are generated. Yes, I can see exactly now it is working properly. So what was the main thing we have done? So we have given, when we are passing the arguments from main program, so 0 low value, high value we passed n, but it should have been n minus 1 because we are starting from 0. So now you can see here 0 is the least element which is sitting here, and the highest element in 78 which is sitting at the end. So the sorting is done in ascending order, and we got, this is important for us, look here, the time taken is, now what is this time taken to sort only 10 numbers? Say 1.90976 e raised to the power of minus 313. So very less, it is almost equal to 0, that is 0.000 313 times 0 you have to put. Afterwards this will come, right? But so now if you are going to check this, obviously what we said, so you have to give for larger values of n. So again we will run it another time, because anyhow array size we have defined it as 10,000. So obviously now when we are giving the size of what for sorting the numbers instead of 10, so now let us give 500 numbers. Let us check how much time it takes to sort these 500 numbers. The numbers are generated and the sorting process is going on. So randomly some numbers are generated. So now you can see that all these numbers are generated between 0 to 100. So you can see, so now this is the time taken. So what you are supposed to do is, like this, for 500, for 1000, 1500, you have to give for larger values of n and note down some these time complexity, right? Now all these numbers here, what is been generated are 2-digit numbers, right? So why we get 2-digit numbers between 0 to 99? Now here we have given mod 100, right? Now suppose say that if you increase it to 1000, so I equal to random mod the random function 1000. Now we'll see what is the difference by just adding 1 0. So that means now we should get the numbers, randomly generated numbers, from 000 to 999. It means might be single digit number, it can be a 2-digit number, or the maximum it can be 3-digit number. But the largest number which this function generates now, it will be less than 999. So let us give some 500 numbers. Now you can see here what are these numbers generated. So there are single digit number also, we have 3-digit numbers, but not more than 3-digit. So the largest number which will be less than 1000 only. So it should be from 0 to 1000. So now you can see, now this time 0 is not at all generated, right? Now you can see here random number 0 is not generated. The least number generated was 2, and the largest number is 999. This is the time complexity. Okay, so this is our the program for merge sort. So if you look here again, it is a very simple program, as it is how we have discussed in the theory. The same algorithm we have tried to implement it as an instructions, and understand the logic, understand the algorithm, then you try to write it once or twice the program, then start typing the program. So once you get the output, delete all the program, again retype it, so that now you try to reduce the errors which you are going to do while you are typing your program. The second thing is that you can do it very fast. So that is how you have to practice more and more you practice, then it is good for you people, and you no need to by heart, right? So just like as I was telling in the last class also, now if you start by hearting merge sort, you have to start by hearting from hash include stdio.h, and it is very difficult to by heart such a big lines, right? So don't need to buy it. It's very simple. Don't worry about main. See, in main what we are doing, just accepting the input what is required, but actual function is these two. So you have a merge and you have got a merge sort. So I think now it is very clear. So just practice this program, and if you have got any particular errors or doubt, please try to drop me the queries in our classroom. Thank you for watching this video. Kindly do practice this program, because just by watching you cannot do the lab sessions. Try to practice it properly. Have a nice day. Bye bye.